Bring back substance, depth, and character to why we love, share, and buy certain products. Someone who genuinely loves beauty, wellness, thrift and vintage clothes, but overall culturally rich experiences. I've been so craving something that feels like a cross between a Substack article and a traditional YouTube favorites video. So I created it. Welcome to the M.A.C Edit. My name is M.A.C. Each month I'm going to be sharing some of the meaning and character behind some of my favorite purchases and experiences over that month. And of course, in light of Women's History Month, we have to start with the girls. We have to do it for the girls, the gays, the theys, and everyone who actually respects women. First and foremost, that's it, full stop. A few years ago, I had the best experience reading this book called Pleasure Activism by Adrienne Maree Brown, and it basically introduced this concept of reclaiming pleasure as a measure and form of freedom. Basically explained how you can unlearn shame and trauma and reclaim pleasure and what feels good to you and why. It's something that's really stayed with me, especially as I think about women's history, because it's something that we use and can use and should be using as a form of activism in our beauty, wellness, and in our clothes. And it's something we've done all along, but now put into strategy. So let's get into it. Whether we like to acknowledge it or not, beauty has always been used as a form of activism. And beauty has no bounds, and somehow, yet always, it is constantly being redefined and reused and recycled in a cyclical way. But for me, what I've been thinking about lately is beauty as a form of self-preservation and using it as a tool for self-preservation. Skincare, hair care, makeup, hygiene. It's all a part of how we care for ourselves in this crazy world and take care and preserve ourselves, especially in a world that asks us not to. Often. But all that to say, I love a good beauty product just as much as the next girl. And as I've become way more intentional with what I choose to buy, when I choose to buy it, and how it relates and resonates with me, this is what ate for the month of March. This is what absolutely ate down, okay? And I'm ready to also rebuy some of these things. Okay, for one, I'm gonna post a picture here because I don't have a full size bottle of this, but this is the Aesop Resolute Retinol Serum. As someone who has struggled with acne from teenager to adult, and it just comes and goes in waves sometimes, but dark spots, I just really struggle and have struggled with acne in the past. The skin is skinning right now. I do have a little makeup on, but the skin is skinning right now. And I feel like that product, she's really tea. And I don't play when it comes to acne related products or things that I'm putting on my face, because one instance of that product breaking me out, you'll never see me again. And you will never see me again. You'll never catch me putting that on my face ever again. But that, I was thoroughly surprised. I went to go pick up a hand cream when I was just, bopping around to the shop. So I was like, ooh, let me treat myself to a little hand cream. And the store associate was like, hey, do you want some samples? I was like, sure, why not? I'm not going to turn down the free stuff. But again, being cognizant of what I'm putting, especially on my face and on my body. So when I tried this, I was a little bit hesitant. I have used tretinoin in the past, which is like a prescription level retinol, and I haven't been on it in like quite some time, but I've been looking for a retinol to again help with texture, help with dark spots, and help clear that stuff up. And retinol is just really great for acne. Nonetheless, I haven't ventured out too much into it, but this is the girl. This is the girl. Aesop knows what she's doing. It supports skin cell turnover, so it helps with the dark spots, the texture on your skin that you can get after acne. And overall, I felt like it really improved the quality and clarity of my skin without being too much or too raw and exposing the skin barrier, because it's formulated with hydrating and smoothing ingredients into the retinol serum. So I'm so excited to go pick up a full-size bottle of that and get right. All right, next is Miss Little Belieber. Miss Little Haley Belieber Road. Now, hear me out. I am not one who usually jumps on trends, especially, again, beauty products are expensive. I'm not usually one who hops on the trend immediately, and I haven't bought any Rhode products to date, but I was like, this might actually get me, because this is the Toasted Teddy of the Pocket Blush. And I'm sure you've seen this shade before if you're on Makeup Talk, or if you are someone who is just interested in makeup at all, or even if you've just been to Sephora, I'm sure you've seen Rhode products everywhere. I was really interested in this because I wanted something, especially as a darker skinned black woman, you're usually relegated to the purples and the pinks of the blush world to appear. But I really wanted something that was natural, sun-kissed kind of vibe, but a little bit more elevated than your bronzer. She's that girl. I like Toasted Teddy. I wish it was definitely more pigmented, and I do want to try this. Danessa Myricks has like a brown blush, but I do like the Toasted Teddy a lot, and I will probably be repurchasing that. And I have enjoyed it. I've used it a couple weeks, and I've been like getting, more compliments on my makeup, and I'm like, it blends beautifully. I do wish, again, it was a bit more pigmented, but I really do enjoy it. Real Techniques makeup brushes, and especially have these three in my hand because I'm going to wash them. You see, they need to be washed. I'm going to wash them. Go wash your makeup brushes, you filthy animals, okay? And especially, like I said, as a girl who has struggled with acne in my skin in the past, I don't play about it. So I've been trying to move away from beauty blenders because they can literally be an infestation of disgustingness even if you wash them. So I'm really trying to focus on having like quality brushes, but these are drugstore brushes, super inexpensive, and the application eats down, okay? Application eats down. This is the 256, the foundation brush. This is the setting brush, and I actually use this to apply concealer as well, like use it to dab, 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 dab. And this is the 402. And then this contour brush, I love this contour brush. It's 258. The application is so precise, and it's nice and thick bristles, and I'm obsessed with these Real Technique brushes. They're affordable, accessible, and genuinely high quality, and those are three things that are good with me. Duh. Get you for my natural hair girls, okay? Black women, get you a black power pick. You should be walking around with a black power pick. I always get so many this is like a conversation starter in and of itself when you whip this out and you have to fluff your curls and you have a black power pick. And really, more than anything, I feel like you should have things in your life and in your everyday routine, like so much as your hair utensils, your hair tools, that are a statement, that represent you in different forms and fashion. So I absolutely love my black power pick. I think I got this at the beauty supply store, but they definitely have it on Amazon. I want to find a really nice one on Etsy that maybe this is a tortoise shell or a glass, or what is it, kind of resin that would really eat down of a black power pick. And hair, of course, has always been a part of especially our resistance, our resilience, and our freedom. I love how something so simple as a pick can be a conversation starter, which perfectly leads me into the Madam C.J. Walker. And if you don't know, she is widely considered and recognized as the first self-made female millionaire by building a hugely successful black hair care empire. She's one of the earliest examples of entrepreneurial women, scaling and building a beauty brand, okay? Before all the beauty brands now that have popped up and are owned and run by women, which I absolutely love, she is one of the earliest examples of this. Now, I may be a little biased, but one of the greatest forms of activism is your personal wellness, and is wellness and health in general. And as they say, health is wealth. Health is wealth. Your beauty products are only going to do so much if you're not healthy inside. And this is something I care so much and so deeply passionate about that I literally got my master's degree in public health. Degrees, okay? I know what I'm talking about when it comes to health and wellness and public health and health in populations, period. Because at the end of the day, the research continuously shows healthy populations are thriving populations, not just certain groups within that population, but a generally healthy population is going to thrive better economically, mentally, physically. Well-rounded populations are healthy. And while the aesthetic of 2026, is a health and wellness girly, as someone, who also I feed into this propaganda, I'm not going to lie to you, but as a health and wellness girly, you got to have your vintage workout gear, your matching sets, you got to drink your matcha, your coffee, boop to the bop, go to your workout classes, whatever, Pinterest vibes. That is well and wonderful. However, wellness truly at its core has always been super grounded, very ancestral, and very intentional for your health and wellness. It's so important to remember that those are actually the core values rather than just what the aesthetic of health and wellness looks like. It's ancestral, it's foundational, it's political. It is political. If you don't do politics do you by your health. The wellness industry, what I love is it is truly built and driven by women. However, it's not always for us. It is not always for us. From early fitness movements to even modern clean beauty, self-care movements and culture, women continue to drive this space, continue to push the bounds when it comes to this and making sure wellness is at the focus. But this is where pressure commercialization, perfection, and just different beauty standards come and creep in, because then it ends up not really being about us and being more about profit. And did you know that before 1993, clinical trials, federally funded clinical trials, they were not required to include women in their trials? Isn't that something? It's very much something, and not in a good way, which means that most medical data that's available is primarily focused on male data and male body outcomes. Everything from symptoms that you experience to drug dosages that you're prescribed have largely been based off of medical data that is off of male bodies. So as we continue to navigate systems that are not entirely built and focused on us, and that they continue to grow, we're doing better, we're on the way. We've also taken steps back, but as we continue to navigate this space, it is so important, especially from an activism standpoint, from your own history as a woman, to take care of your health and wellness as best as you can, and as much as your privilege and access allow you to do so, because that is a huge piece of privilege and access, allowing you to have more of a presence in your health and wellness and more autonomy and education in your health and wellness. So do not forget about those who do not have as much privilege, access, equitability, and education as it comes to health and wellness. Help others, but also help yourself. Here's a few things that helped me, especially this past month. I've been here, there, and everywhere, but I'm still making sure to really focus and hone in on my health as of lately, especially being on like a renewed health and wellness and fitness journey. Something I definitely want to introduce to you, because it helps me so freaking much, to be very transparent with you, is called the TIP method. This is something that I've talked about with my therapist. Is literally crisis management in a bottle. And so this technique is often used when you're like having a panic attack, or even if you're just stressed. Like, you don't even have to be full DEFCON 5000, like all the way hyperventilating, stressed and depressed. Even if you're noticing symptoms in your body, like you're sweating a little bit more, your heart's racing, your fists are tight. Life is hard, okay? Things are crazy out here right now, okay? It's actually nuts. How do you deal with that stress that's in your body, whether that be personal stressors, environmental, work, all the things that we as women especially are exposed to and are expected to carry? You have to make sure that you're honoring yourself and taking care and releasing the stress that you can do nothing about. Temperature, first you're going to want to like cool your body down. If you can jump in a cool shower, get a cool towel, put it on your face, on your neck, to help break up the rising temperatures in your body when you're stressed and like depressed. And this is why people do like cold plunges, sauna, because changing the temperature in your body can really help regulate your nervous system very quickly. I stands for intense exercise, and this doesn't mean you have to go run a mile like while you're at work and you're having a bad day. This means you can just go for a walk, you can do some jumping jacks in place, anything to really get your body out of that fight or flight mode and be like, oh, we're doing something productive with the stressful moment that we're in. Paced breathing is going to be so good. You just want to do it with me now. Deep breath in. One more. I hold my breath. I won't even notice it sometimes. I'll just be like, why aren't you breathing, girl? Breathe. Like, girl, breathe right now. Breathe. Whatever you're stressed about, breathe. Progressive muscle relaxation. Again, I said I really do struggle with, like, I'll be asleep at night sometimes if I'm really triggered, okay? And my face will be balled up like I'm ready to fight somebody. Relax those muscles, relax the muscles. And especially after doing the other things in the TIP method, you'll find that your body will start to release the tension. Something that's so relevant and prevalent is the body keeps score. Sometimes you don't even mentally fully realize yet that you are in a state of either fight or flight. You're so stressed, it's affecting your health, and your mind hasn't even caught up to that yet, because you're probably used to it. You're probably used to operating in that space, but especially as women, and how much that takes a toll on our health mentally and physically, that we don't even see it right now. Girl, get doing the TIP method. Get aligned. That's all I have to say. I have some leggings for you, okay? I worked with Athleta over on Instagram, and I must say, I really am a fan. These are the Athleta Elation Capri leggings, and I have them in this like navy color. not just because I worked with them, but because I genuinely really like these leggings. I was like, oh, these are absolutely fire. They're so buttery soft, but also like compressive and still really work well with doing lifts or more heavy, higher intensity things. But what I love about it, it also feels like gym wear that you can wear outside of the gym. Like you can throw these on with a little outfit to go do errands, to go do whatever you need to do, to boop to the bob, to run coffee. And it's super cutie. And especially because, like, again, the 90s activewear vibe, the capris, all of that is making a comeback. I love these leggings. I'm actually a huge fan. I need to get them in black and other colors for sure. All right, when I tell you this has changed the game for me, you know I'm like a broken record about this. No, girl, turn your phone off, put it on do not disturb, sleep with it outside the room, at least 30 minutes, an hour before bed if you can swing it. This has really changed the game for me when it comes to the quality of my rest and it comes to focus, mental health, and just my overall well-being. You don't need to have access to everything right before you go to bed, and not everything needs to have access to you before you go to bed. That's one of the most restorative times of your day. The most restorative time in your day for your brain and for your body. So why would you disrupt that with the things that you've been hyper focused on all day, or that you just are trying to disassociate? Girl, get off your phone. It really is the phones. It really is the phones. Get off the phone. Get off of it right now. Protecting that transition into rest, can't even underscore the impacts, okay? And as we know, women have always been on the front lines of a protest, whether that be more silently or literally on the front lines of protests. And fashion has always been a part of that. Clothing is not just an aesthetic, it literally is a political statement. It's strategy, it's communication, it's power. Whether you actively are trying to do so or not, that's what it is. Throughout women's history, what we wear has so much meaning. White during the suffragette movement and actively trying to get women's right to vote meant respectability. Pants became a symbol of autonomy and independence. Natural hair and bold prints and tailored fine clothing became a huge statement in the civil rights movement. And everything from bra burning to wearing the hijab, these are all expressions of women's agency, modesty, and choice. Fashion is never just fashion. It really is that deep. And when I think about the modern influence of fashion, let's take our girl Rihanna. Let's take our girl Rihanna for a second with Savage X Fenty. She redefined who gets to be seen as sexy, expanding representation across different body types, skin tones, and identities in a space that so deeply needed it, something so simple as intimates. Now, I have some of my fashion favorites for this month. These are Calvin Klein jeans. In what size do I have them in? I have the waist in a 31 and a length in a 30. These are the low-rise loose jeans, and they're like a wide leg at the bottom. I'll insert like a picture. These are the perfect like investment kind of jean that are going to carry you forever. I got these secondhand, so I didn't even pay full price for them. I'm sure you can find them on sale or something. They have a more dressed up feel than just like a distressed legging. They feel much more high quality and much more like put together when you like put an outfit on, so you can wear them to like a nice dinner or something that requires a casual but still elevated look. You know what I mean? And then my new favorite obsession is this homie robe. Hommey. I have it in a small medium. They are super oversized, so just be aware of that when you order. And it's 100% cotton. It is like this terry cloth kind of vibe of a material. Fun, bright, exciting. I love this robe. It was a gift when we were on a trip. He had it like delivered to the hotel, and I'm like, you know me, you get it. You absolutely get it. Sometimes it's not the big things, it's just the things that really, when the gifts that people give you when you know that they're paying attention, because I live in my robe. If you've been around here or watched the vlogs for any amount of time, half the time I'm in my bathrobe. There's something, especially I feel like as a woman, being in a bathrobe just represents that you're in your space and you're in your body, and you just get to be so present and relaxed and like free. What's more freeing than just in a bathrobe? Nothing. Nothing can replace that feeling. It's like comfortable, relaxed, and unpolished and cozy, but it still looks like put together, vibrant, fun, and has like personality. Speaking of vibrant and personality, these Jacquemus x Nike collab sneakers, I love these shoes. Even if you don't go out and get these, not encouraging that in any kind of way, because I got these secondhand as well. Duh. Get you a sneaker that has like a pop of color, that has a little vibe to it, because it's such a statement piece, even just to elevate like a low-key like basic outfit. Like if you're wearing this with just like a denim, you know, denim on denim look, and you have these, it gives sporty, it gives fashionable, it gives, oh, those are more unique than just your average regular pair of Nikes. But they're a perfect example of how you can add a pop of color, add something completely different to your wardrobe, especially with spring, summer coming up. and completely elevate your outfit. But beyond the products, I really just want us to continue to have the conversations that matter. Like, why did you buy something? Why do you love it? The MAC edit, meaning and character behind just some of the products, and, you know, how things are going with life and what you're loving. So tell me some of your favorites down below. Tell me what I should try next month. And also let me know what kind of conversations should we have for April's favorites during the MAC edit. I love you guys so much, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye.